Good morning, good morning, good morning. You need a crown? Yeah, me too. Obviously, I'm not making any money because there was no commercial. So I guess I'm doing another freebie.
Is your keyboard tiny, making it hard to type?
Oh,
Download Big Keyboard eHome Screen. You can cheat.
now I'm making money. We'll let that commercial run. I need charity. I ain't have a penny I can get. I'm poor. I'm poor. If you want to play today, why is that? Oh, there's a second commercial. Are you not feeling good today? You ought to be feeling pretty damn good as much as you go to the doctor. Oh. I got a doctor coming here on the 24th, I believe. Something like that. It's a Monday. We're going to do an in-home visit. I know. That's right. Play by yourself. Nobody will ever know. Yeah, for my insurance. I hate it when they come. It's not a doctor. And, you know, they're just a nurse. What can they do for you? Oh, I want to check your blood pressure. Yeah. The king is here. Long live Elvis. You need the door open. You can leave that open. Yeah, was it Nurse Goodbody? Anyways, I put a new hand shower in the bathroom yesterday. No, I did not see Janis Joplin was on the island. Well, Donald Trump was on there, was on the list. So was Pam Bondi, and Michelle Obama. And I'm sure I didn't read all the list, but I'm sure Brock was there too. And I have the list. So, let's see. Not buffering here. I give me spectacles on. This is see, they did it several different ways. They did it by last name, and then they did it by George W. Bush. Pam Bondi is on there. Anthony Blinken's on there. Beyonce is there. Bill Clinton, George Clooney. Bill Gates, Rudy Giuliani, Nikki Haley, Sarah Huckabee, Alec Baldwin, Tony Blair, Jeb Bush, Jeffrey Epstein, Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, Robert De Niro, David Copperfield, James Comey, Princess Diana of Wales, Mike Huckabee. Yeah, that's just to the H's. That's all that matters is your name ain't on there. So Right. That's people that are on the list. It doesn't mean they went to the island. So I'm sure if Pam Bondi had something incriminating about her name wouldn't have been on the list. So, or Donald Trump. Their name would have been taken right off that list. It'd have been typed. But since there's nothing incriminating, you know. That list, I make that list every day. Anyways, we went to Lowe's last night, Kathy and I and Gretchen. Bought the handheld shower handle. That was $55 plus tax. Then we went to the Chinese buffet, $8.99. We had that for dinner last night. And then I come home, I put the shower on, and I stopped at Speedway and got $10 worth of gas. Kathy has a Meyer gas dollar off a gallon, but her car doesn't need gas yet. So I only put $10 worth in mine. And then when it is time for her car to get gas, we take both cars together because you're allowed up to 30 gallons. And if both our cars are empty, it takes around 28 to 30 gallons to fill both of them. I didn't check the list all that well, but Mike Lindell might be on there, the pillow guy. But then again, I don't think he is. But, you know. Oh, we're making money again. I got more commercials. Oh, Pumpkin. Making money? Yes, we are. Go on, girly girl. Yeah. We're making money. Yeah. We'll be able to buy you some more tender vittles. Yeah. No, you're snagging my new shirt. No. She would not leave me alone again today for some damn reason. She just had to bother me all night. He probably did sell him the pillows, so he's guilty. Yeah. Got to get the roofing guy over here. Mama's not happy. No, the roof's not leaking. No, but the backyard and the front yard and the side yard back here behind the garage looks like a war zone. And the sheets, that's right. There is roofing material, staples, nails, you name it, all over through the yard. Front yard, backyard, and side yard. Lots of sheets. So it was almost 60 degrees here last night or yesterday. Snow's melting. And we got all this stuff laying in the yard and she wants it cleaned up. I mean, after all, they put it there. Coffee cups, you know. I can see a little bit of stuff, which I have no problem with. but I bet there's probably 2 or 3 wheelbarrow loads full of stuff on the ground. 2 sheets in the wind, that's right. Are you tired, honey? Did you have a rough night? Yeah. Oh, my goodness. You wasn't thinking about that when you kept me up all night. She'd jump on top of me and then she'd slap at my arm so I'd reach up and hold her. She'd lay down and lay there for a couple of minutes and then she'd get up and run off. That's right. One to get you there and the other one to get you drunk. You okay? Huh? I wonder what she thinks about. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. I know. No way you can testify that. That's right. No. Harley didn't want to spend the night, but Gretchen did, so. We have another restaurant leaving our town. Lack of sales. Aubrey's. It's a pizza place. They have a pizza buffet. With then they have a salad bar and stuff like that. We ate there one time. The pizza was good, and we had the salad bar and stuff. But the next day, Kathy and I both were sicker than hell. So, it tasted good, but something was wrong because we were both sick. I know if there wasn't no Vaseline, no baby oil. Yeah. No, airplane couldn't land on the island. I don't think. I don't even know what I don't even know what a cataract is. I thought you had good eyes. my lovely bride. That's what I'm looking at. The love of my life. The woman I married, the one I made my wife. Yeah.
Well, that's not what you put on Facebook.
Yeah.
Advice.
Huh?
Advice.
Somebody put a post on there that said, if you were 18 years old, Jim, what 3 words would you say to yourself? Don't get married. Yeah. You Dizzy said, good morning, Kathy.
Good morning.
Good morning, you Dizzy. Good morning, maid. Huh? Oh. Yeah, that was funny because that was the first thing when she come in the house, it popped up on her phone. She said, yeah. And I can't remember the other one I wrote. Oh, don't vote Democrat. Yeah.
Because you didn't go to sleep when I talked to you.
Oh, because I did.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
Uh-huh.
Sure you did.
I did.
Huh. That's why the cat didn't come in for a while, because you was wide awake.
Mm,
Yeah.
she was sleeping with me.
No.
Yeah.
That cat don't even like you.
Yes, she does.
You're rude.
She doesn't like you.
Bullshit. Look at there.
Yeah, that's what you got.
Yeah.
But that's not true.
Well, she just spent about 5 minutes sitting on my chest.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
She wasn't in there.
She was half the morning.
Yeah. Did you say good morning, Junkyard?
Morning, junkyard.
Could you get my coffee, please? Thank you.
After your mouth?
Good morning, gorgeous.
Just what?
Yeah, that's funny. I hate to have you go out of your way.
How long did you plan on being on that? Huh? How long did you plan on being on that?
Oh, at least till 7:30. Depending on how it goes, it might be 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Where's the bus?
Be a little later than that.
Junkyard said good morning, good gotcha.
No, where's the bus?
It's already left.
No, you're fine.
It is 40 degrees right now. Heat wave.
Huh?
It's 40 degrees. It's a heat wave out there.
I love you, Crunchy.
Love you, so I can go.
Yeah.
So I can or can't?
Yeah.
Where do you want to go right now?
Where's the bus?
She wants to talk to her friends down there at the bus stop.
No.
They're boys.
It was, last night when we left here, it was 59 degrees. We stopped at Bowles, and then we went to dinner, and then we come home. When we got back in the car to come home, it was 49 degrees.
It's not even by that.
More snow today.
Where's your coat?
I'm wearing my coat.
Where's your other coat?
I left it at home. It's my coat. I will. Love you.
Love you too.
Love you too.
Love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.
Get moving.
I am.
Love you too, Kevin. Good morning, Square Table. There's your drinking buddy there, Junkyard. Uh, so anything new with anybody? I mean, after all, we did have a little bit of a hiatus. Wasn't here yesterday. Anybody do anything special yesterday? Three-month operation. I know. I'm waiting for it to warm up enough where I can open up the garage doors and keep them open. But I got to get that cleaned out too. I mean, I can't believe the stuff that Kathy has put in there. Yeah. Got to get my concrete saw worked on. Shots, everybody, shots. Shots, everybody, shots. Shots, everybody, shots. Shots, everybody, shots. It's Water Glass Wednesday, 4 shots. I got to get that concrete saw fixed so I can use it this summer. We have a big concrete slab in the driveway that's pushed up about 2.5, 3 inches on one side, one end. We got to get that out or cut it and then square it off. And I don't have to replace it all, just probably about 6 feet of it. Get that done. Got some sidewalk that needs replaced, so got to you got the hand offer. Well, don't deprive them. Anyways, I got some sidewalk that has to be replaced, like I don't know, 3 or 4 squares that have to be done. So most likely going to cut those to get them smaller, and then break them up after that or whatever. But it just I bought it because it's going to be easier to replace some of the concrete we got here. And then if we have enough time, I have a basement stair step that goes downstairs to the basement. The wall is pushing in and it's all blocked. So I'm going to take that out. I got to get somebody over here with a backhoe and dig beside it and dig like 2 or 3 feet away from it. And then that way we can form put some forms in there and have a wall poured. I used to love doing it myself. The guy we bought our first house from, he used to do concrete work. And I never messed with any of it at all. We bought that house over there on Beecher, and 30 foot of the foundation was missing. It had fell in. And so we took, I cleaned it all out, and I dug a new footer and poured a footer in there. And after the footer set, he come over and he said, "Hey, I'm going to show you. You're going to learn. And I'm only going to show you once, so you better pay attention." So he started putting block down, and he was showing me how to lay block and how to square it and all this other stuff. And after like 5 or 6 blocks, he said, "You do it." So I did. And he showed me what I did wrong, and then, do it again, and I did it. And so now you know what you're doing. So I ended up, we did 2 3/4 walls in that house, or under that house, with concrete block, or cement block. I poured the footers I poured were 2 feet wide and almost 3 feet deep. And the building inspector come over and said, "Those are too big." I said, "Yeah." He said, "You don't need them that big." I said, "Okay." He said, "I could actually down your project for that." I said, "No, you can't." He said, "What do you mean I can't?" I said, the state, I can go by state regulations, and I can do more and above. So if I do above the regulations, there's no way you can down it. I said, "And this is well above." "Well, why'd you do that?" I said, "Well, let me tell you something. I'm a young guy. And the reason why this wall fell in is because of foundation, the footers. So if I have to live here until I'm 95 years old, I'll never have to put another wall or foundation or footer in this house. It ain't going nowhere." So, and it still looks good today, and it's been there 30 years, over 30 years. So, and by making them bigger, that gave me extra space on the outside of the wall, because I had to dig it all out anyway. And I backfilled it with pea gravel all the way up till probably a foot from the top. And then I put in sand. And then I put about 6 inches of topsoil on top of that. That way it had good drainage. And in Michigan, with the frost and stuff, you get this heating. Well, the pea gravel and stuff, when you push against it, it actually pushes up. So it gives a little heat to it and doesn't push against your wall. Good morning, Kathy. And Kathy and I are the ones that did all the digging. She was there helping with the brick, block laying and stuff. She'd help make mortar and all this stuff. She would dig during the day, and I would dig at night. And, we ate bologna sandwiches and lunch meat sandwiches a lot of times. But, wouldn't get done. I'd get home from work at 5 o'clock. And I'd walk, go in the basement, start working. And I worked till 8:30, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And then clean up whatever we had, concrete or whatever. Take a shower and get ready for bed. No, it's the truth. No. It does make it easier. No. And the digging that we had to do, it was clay. And I mean, this stuff was so hard. You'd hit it with a pickaxe and it would spark. And it wasn't an easy process. It took, it took us like 4 or 5 years to do the entire house. The 2 3/4 walls. The back wall didn't need to be done because it was in a Michigan basement, and it was solid. And one of the side walls was there at the Michigan basement, and that was fine. But it took us a long time. We did everything by hand. We didn't have bobcats or excavators or anything like that. We did all the digging by hand, all the pouring by hand, and all the cement mixing by hand. I'd never do it again that way. You know, just getting too old for that. I don't have the strength to do that anymore. So we had a concrete block on the poured wall, or not on the poured, on the block wall that was inside the basement. It was probably 4.5 feet tall, about 8 feet long, and about 3 feet thick. Concrete slab. And it was poured against one of the basement walls. And I had no idea why they'd done it. And it was starting to separate. So I took a big pry bar and I put behind it, and I give it a hell of a push and a pry, and I used a block of 2x4 behind it and used it to give me some leverage, and I got it to tip over. And then when it hit the basement floor, it sounded like you're dropping a Sherman tank on the road. But I had to rent a jackhammer to break that thing apart. And as soon as that thing fell, the basement wall started falling over on that side. I run upstairs. The kids were upstairs. Kathy was someplace. So I got the kids out of the house because I thought the house was going to fall in. And after about 10 minutes of standing outside, I went back underneath to look, and it, like 2.5 or 3 feet of the wall, it just fell in, which I was okay with that. So I ended up bracing that side of the house up with house stands and stuff, and then we took the wall out and started digging. Yeah, Stacy Abrams, that's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, it was rough. And I rented a jackhammer and broke that concrete slab up. And then whatever I could throw out of the basement onto the ground, I could do. And whatever ones I couldn't throw out, I had to carry up the steps and carry them out of the house. So, it could have went south real fast. You're right. The house could have caved in before I even got up, out of the basement. It had one brand new wall and 3/4 of a brand new wall underneath it already when I started that, when that happened. So we ended up digging that entire wall. And it had a Michigan basement, but we went past the Michigan basement on the outside, dug it all the way in, removed all the brick, and then dug on the inside to give me some room in there so we could put the footer in and then lay the block. Oh, pumpkin. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Nobody loves a kitty. I know. Kathy said never again. She'd never buy another house that needed a foundation. It was a job and a half. I was working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and then we were doing that. Kids helped. They weren't that old, but they were helping. Let's see. This is back in 88, 89, 91. So 7, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. They would help whenever they could. You can tell she ain't spoiled, right? I gotta go get you a new collar. Yeah, it's getting about time. Well, my oldest son, I think he was like 10 maybe. Our oldest son was like 10. I bet it was good for $6. He learned when he was probably about, I think he was like 15 or 16, maybe 17 at the time. We poured a concrete sidewalk for the garage. And he mixed the concrete, and he helped me pour it, and I showed him how to float it and screed it and all that other stuff. And and he does that stuff today. He lays block and brick and stone and does tile and all that other stuff. So a real burger, fries, and medium Coke. I actually like Sonic. They have good food, really. We don't have a Sonic here. There's one in Monroe. But when we go to Monroe, we usually go to A&W because they actually have good food at A&W. I bet it was. I bet it was a ton of fun. I don't go to Monroe for weed. No, I don't have to go to Monroe for weed. I can throw a rock and hit a weed store from my house in any direction. We got like 27 of them here. Weed's cheap in this town because there's so many stores. Hell, they just opened another one in this town. And then they got a growing facility down on Beecher, in the corner of Beecher and Treat almost. And you go down there and you get high just driving by the place. Well, one of the biggest growing places here, they put like $15 million into this place and built all new buildings and growing facilities, and had to have a new electrical transformer station across the street so they could for the electricity. Had all that put in, and they're on like 100 acres, and they went bankrupt because the price of weed in Michigan is so low. They couldn't make any money. Yeah. And the city, they keep allowing more weed stores to come in. And I said something about it at one of the meetings. I said, okay, you guys want the tax money. Okay. So right now, every time you put in a weed store, you're getting the tax money from that. But every time you put in a new weed store, everybody has to lower their prices to compete. So you're not getting any more tax money from anybody. You're getting more tax money. You're getting the same amount of tax money from different revenues, from different stores. Instead of getting the same amount of tax money from 5 stores, you're getting the same amount from 25 stores, which you have to regulate. We got more weed stores than there is Dollar Generals. We have 3 Dollar Generals in this city, and there's like 15 or 16 weed stores in this city. It's actually not a good thing because there's too much competition. And there in Madison, just a mile and a half from here, there's a grow facility. There's 2 grow facilities, one right across the street from another, but one has a dispensary and the other one doesn't. Well, last year we got like $600,000 in tax money. That was our share of tax money. We got 10%. The state got $6 million of tax money. So the state doesn't have anything to do with the city, but they got $6 million of that weed tax from this city. $6 million of it. And we got 600,000 of it. Where is that fair? The state should have got the 600,000 and the city should have got the rest. Well, you can grow your own plants here too if you want. You can grow, even before it was recreational, you could grow your own plants here for medical. And you could grow for other people. You could grow, I think it was 6 plants per person. And I know people that had 20 or 30 customers. So, 6 plants per person. If you had 30, that's 180 plants. Huh. I don't even know what a cart is. So we used to go by ounces here or quarters. It has changed. These people want to do the metric system, evidently. Too lazy, yeah. I don't partake. I don't ever remember it smelling like skunk, but now it smells like skunk. So you don't partake either. I just picture for every person, you're right. So and a lot of these people think, well, that's some good stuff. I don't know. But I can tell you right now, in the 70s, you get that shit coming from Vietnam that they brought home with them. That was some stuff. Yeah. Now, I did partake a little bit when I was younger. But probably, I don't know. Probably less than 20 times. I don't know about that, man. Yeah, soaked in skunk piss. That's right. Well, I asked the city manager yesterday, or the day before yesterday at the meeting. They did have a meeting, and it was boring because there was nothing there. I asked him after the meeting if there was any way we could drug test the city council members. He said, "Why? Do you know something?" I said, "Half of them have to be on drugs, and the other half have to be selling it or something." I said, "For some of the stuff they come up with, they vote on and they agree on, and they say they got to be on drugs." Spin around and around. I know. I think I am onto something there. Yeah. Well, Kevin's had some people go to the ER for his cooking. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't partake. Huh. Well, I'm sure he is. Um, I wouldn't doubt it if our mayor is too. No. I'll never smoke weed with Willie again. Um, she is the mayor we have here. She is a righteous Democrat. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure she's given the mayor or the police chief a directive to not to engage with ICE. And you see them all the time. Her and a couple of city council members at these ICE protests and stuff. So I don't know.
To respond to Square Table talking about the dope pens, he's right. Because you know what? When I busted Cody
Uh-huh.
with all those vape pens.
Yeah.
I didn't know because I don't do it. I didn't know which one was weed and which one was regular tobacco.
Right.
So you don't know on that unless you buy them.
Right. Can you buy those in Michigan?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
And they look just like the other pens. Because I thought they were all tobacco.
I don't know. Well, you don't have protests because you got the death penalty. Well, that's cool. They had ice here, and they picked up a couple individuals, and there was a bunch of people gathering around and stuff, and there was cops across the street, and these people were hindering the ice, and the cops never stepped in. And somebody said at the city council meeting that they were upset that the police did not help those illegal aliens. They call them immigrants. They call them citizens. And they were upset that the police did not help them citizens against ICE. I let them all talk, and I watched each and every one of them get up there and talk, and they all sat in a line. There was one right after another. When they all got done, I got up there and said, I'm upset with the police too. I'm really upset. I'm upset they didn't go help ICE, which they should have. They should have kept the crowd back and let ICE do their job. And I'm upset that the police didn't do it. Then the city council members went into the back room for a meeting. And all these hags come over and started yelling and screaming at me. And I politely told them to go get screwed. But I used the F word. And if you don't like what I have to say, too bad. I didn't like what you had to say, and I didn't say a word about it until it was my turn to talk. You can't call them aliens. I said, what do you mean I can't call them aliens? They're people. They're not aliens. I looked right at her and said, ma'am, evidently you don't know what an illegal alien is, do you? She said, they're not from outer space. Now listen how dumb some of them are. I said, George Bush, Bill Clinton, George Sr., Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump, and Joe Biden has all called them illegal aliens at one time or another. And that's what they are, illegal aliens. And then Barack said undocumented workers or undocumented citizens. And that's where you guys are getting this shit from. And it's not. They are illegal aliens, and that's exactly what they are. So. They were. They called me a racist. I said, I'm not a racist. When I got up there and I first started, I said, I'm all for immigration because we are a country of immigration. If you come to this country legally and get your, naturalization done, I'm all for it. Let them come in. I have no problem with people coming in legally and becoming citizens of the United States. I have a problem with people jumping the border and thinking they should cut in line. So maybe you should go with me. Yeah, that's what's important. They care more about illegal people than they do American citizens, and that's the problem. When people are getting raped, murdered, robbed, stabbed to death, and all the drug offenses and all this other stuff going on, they care more about them than they do the people that they are affecting. Hey, I'd send back them Canuckians too. That's right. Well, did you see? And you're just a racist. They just sent home a guy from Ireland. He'd been here for 18, 20 years or something like that. In the 90s. Well, he'd been here 30 years. They sent him back home to Ireland because he overstayed his visa. He come here on vacation, overstayed his visa. Come to find out the reason why, and he left his kids over there in Ireland and his wife or whatever, left them there. Filed for divorce when he was here, got married. Now he's got kids here and he owns a business, a plastering business. And people are upset because they're sending him home. Well, when they send him home, he's got a little treat for him when he gets there. Because he escaped Ireland to come to the United States to evade drug charges. So when he gets back home, he's going home to prison. So, so it's not racist. They have deported like 800 people from Ireland this year alone. And that doesn't include Germany and Poland and whatever other country, that come here. Almost every country in the world, they have deported people from here and sent them back home. He is. He's going to the big house. All right, everybody. It's time for me to get out of here. Y'all have a great day. God bless. Take care, prayers, and peace. And we will see you tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard, if you're so inclined to join me. Y'all have a blessed day. And don't take any wooden nickels. Take care, everybody.